Hello, children. Welcome to the English class. In the previous class, we had seen that Tishani Doshi boards the Russian research vessel, that is academic Shokalovsky, and headed towards Antarctica. She wonders how could it have happened that India and Antarctica were once part of the same landmass, that is the Gondwana. So this particular concept strikes us also because this India and Antarctica in the present day have two extreme climates. So it is very difficult or next to impossible for people like us to just even imagine that India and Antarctica were part of the same landmass, that is Gondwana. So today, children, we are going to start with page 18, paragraph 3, that is part of history. Under this subheading, that is part of history, she tells us about the Gondwana landmass and how Antarctica gained its present form. Are you ready? Yes, let's start. Children, this lesson is equally important for your board exam. So don't leave it out as such. Please go through the lesson. Now we'll start with it. Part of history. 650 million years ago, a giant amalgamated southern subcontinent, Gondwana, did indeed exist, centered roughly around the present day Antarctica. So here she is saying, that is our Tishani Doshi is saying that 650 million years ago, a giant amalgamated means united to form one unit. Okay, all the land masses, they united to form one whole landmass, and that was the southern subcontinent of Gondwana. And this did exist, but it existed where? Somewhere around the present day Antarctica. Things were quite different then. Humans hadn't arrived on the global scene, and the climate was much warmer, hosting a variety of flora and fauna. So the climate was not like the present climate. Humans did not arrive on the globe. They were not there, and the climate was much warmer, and there were varieties of flora and fauna, and that we can get the proof, that is Glossopteris, that a plant that is no more, it's extinct. That plant was there on the earth at that time, and we get the fossil of this plant, we have got it from Antarctica. So Antarctica did host life on it. Okay, for 500 million years Gondwana thrived. Thrived means it flourished, it survived. But around the time when the dinosaurs were wiped out and the age of mammals got underway, the landmass was forced to separate into countries, shaping the globe much as we know it today. So when the dinosaurs were wiped out, we know there are many theories about the dinosaurs being wiped out from the earth surface. So at that time, the mammals made their existence. Okay, that is when this landmass was forced to move on. Okay, separate out, and that happened because of the tectonic plates under the earth's surface. So we know. So that is when we got the somewhat the shape of the globe that we have today. I think last day we stopped here. We'll continue with the rest. To visit Antarctica now is to be a part of that history, to get a grasp of where we have come from and where we could possibly be heading. So according to Tishani Doshi and many scholars, okay, this Antarctica is a place where we can make out the history of the existence of Earth, how Earth existed ages and ages or centuries and centuries, millions and millions of centuries ago. So that is where we get the help of means we can take the help of Antarctica. And Antarctica even tells us where we have come from, that is our past, and where we could possibly be heading, where we are going to. Okay, our future can be predicted from the place like Antarctica. Clear? It's to understand the significance of Cordilleran folds and the Precambrian granite shields, ozone and carbon, evolution and extinction. So, it's Antarctica is the place where we can understand the significance of Cordilleran folds. Cordilleran folds means a chain of mountain ranges, how these mountain ranges came into existence, how they were made on the surface of the earth. And Precambrian granite shields, Precambrian. Now, Precambrian means rocks often occur in shields, which are large area of relatively low elevation that forms a part of a continental mass. So it's like a rock. Okay, it's like a rock that occurs in shields, layers. Okay, and this which are large areas of relatively low elevation. Like when we talk about, it's something like plateau. Okay, of low elevation, low height. It's not like mountain ranges, but lower than that, but elevated. It's not on as is on the same surface as the plains. It's elevated. It's got its own height. Okay, and it forms a part of the continental mass, like the Canadian Shield. That is also a Precambrian granite shield. And then we come to know about the ozone and the carbon level, then evolution and extinction of animals and plants, flora and fauna. Okay, when you think about all that can happen in a million years, it can get pretty mind-boggling. Mind-boggling means extremely surprising. Okay, so thinking about how things things were millions of years before, and how things have come back, and means how things are now. If you try to compare and analyze things, it's really surprising that how our earth came into existence, how it was. Like Gondwana landmass, a huge landmass which was once where Antarctica is present at the present, and at that time in that place also we had life. Okay, so and the temperature was not like today's temperature, it was very high. So you can just imagine, and when we try to imagine, it's really extremely surprising for us to think things like this. Imagine India pushing northwards, jamming against Asia to buckle its crust from the Himalayas. So just imagine India pushing northwards. So when from the Gondwana landmass, India was pushed towards the north. Okay, Antarctica remained where it is today, but India, it separated from that huge mass and was pushed towards the north, that is towards the equator from south. Okay, and India pushing northwards, jamming against Asia, and it just pushed against the Asia, the landmass of Asia. And when Asian landmass and India pushed each other, okay, in between, the land between them, it just emerged out in the form of Himalayas. Okay, buckle means to fasten outwards together. Okay, so it is to, and when Asia and India, they jammed with each other, they stuck with each other, that is when the area that was in between, that it emerged out, it bulged out in the form of the Himalayas. You must have studied all these things in your geography. Yes. South America drifting off to join North America, opening up the Drake Passage to create a cold circumpolar current, keeping Antarctica frigid, desolate, and at the bottom of the world. So, South America, it drifted. Drifted means it just moved off. Okay, moved off to join North America, and due to this drifting of South America, what happened? There was an opening up of Drake Passage, and this created a cold circumpolar current. Circumpolar current means, what do you mean by circumpolar current? It is an ocean current that flows clockwise from west to east around Antarctica. Okay, circumpolar current is an ocean current that flows clockwise from west to east around Antarctica. So, when the Drake Passage was opened, a cold circumpolar current was created, and this cold circumpolar current is responsible for keeping Antarctica frigid. Frigid means very cold. Fridge, you use that term, right, for refrigerator. Fridge. So frigid, very cold. And desolate. Desolate means uninhabited. Okay, nobody lives on it. And at the bottom of the earth, of the world. So this Drake Passage and the circumpolar current are responsible for keeping Antarctica cold, this cold and uninhabited, and at the bottom of the world. I hope you are getting every bit of what I am telling you. For a sun worshipping South Indian like myself, 2 weeks in a place where 90% of the earth's total ice volumes are stored in a chilling prospect, not just for the circulatory or metabolic functions, but also for the imagination. So, for a sun worshipping South Indian like myself, that is, who is myself here? Tishani Doshi, yes. So, in India, we worship sun god, yes. So, for us, people like us, it's really next to impossible for imagining a place where 90% of the total Earth's ice volume is stored in this cold ambience, okay, atmosphere. Okay, and we cannot, even our circulatory system and metabolic functions are chilled up. It also just freezes up. Okay, it's like walking into a giant ping pong ball, devoid of any human makers, no trees, billboards, buildings. So it's like walking in Antarctica is like walking into a ping pong ball, a small ball, okay, white color ball, and it's devoid. Devoid means there is no human beings to be found, no human markers. Human markers means the marks that we just say, okay, where is your house? You generally say near the huge building, or there is a big banyan tree, all those, there is a particular board that shows signboard, all these things, trees, all these things are human markers. So there are no human markers like trees, billboards or buildings to tell you how it looks. You lose all earthly sense of perspective. Lose all earthly sense of perspective. Perspective means a point of view. You forget. You just lose your idea that you are somewhere on the earth. You don't feel like that you are on the earth when you are there on Antarctica. And perspective, you lose your earthly sense of perspective and time here. You even forget what is the time. Time stops for you. You feel like that. Okay. The visual scale ranges from the microscopic to the mighty. Midges and mites. So, midges and mites are tiny insects. Okay, small tiny insects. So, the visual scale, your visual, you visualize. Okay, you visualize from microscopic tiny animals to huge ones, that is midges and mites to blue whales, and icebergs as big as country. So there you have all these things, and then icebergs, huge mountains of ice as big as countries. The largest recorded was the size of Belgium. Okay, Belgium, you must have heard about Belgium, it's a place. Okay, so the largest recorded size of the country, the iceberg, was as huge as that of Belgium. Days go on and on and on in surreal 24-hour austral summer light. So surreal means unusual. Okay, so days goes on and on. You don't realize. Okay, in an unusual, weird 24 hours austral means related to southern hemisphere or coming from the south, that is austral summer light. So days goes on 24 hours, you have southern summer light coming in, and an ubiquitous silence. Ubiquitous silence means there is no sound found anywhere. Okay, everywhere it's silence, interrupted only by occasional avalanche. Avalanche means the mass of ice, huge masses of ice, or calving. Calving means splitting of ice sheets. So when huge icebergs, they split from the main ice mountain. Okay, that is when huge sound, crackling sound you can hear. So everywhere around you can see only silence and silence. This silence is interrupted by the noise of the splitting of ice sheets. Okay, consecrates the place. Consecrates means makes up this particular place. That is no the Shani Doshi actually wants to tell you that there are no trees, no billboards, nothing. You forget that you are somewhere on this earth. You forget about the time. You have varieties of living organisms on it. That is, you have small tiny insects to large blue whales, and the other thing that you see is huge icebergs. Okay, huge icebergs all around. The icebergs are as huge as even countries like Belgium. Okay, and days go on and on in 24 hours concept, and in between you will have that southern summer light coming in, and there is silence all around. Means that silence is really very painful silence, and then you have this silence is interrupted by in between breaking up or splitting of huge icebergs. Okay, these are the things that make up this place, that is Antarctica. It is it's an immersion that will force you to place yourself in the context of the Earth's geological history. So this is the place which will force you to place yourself to know more about the geological history of the Earth. And for humans, the prognosis isn't good. Prognosis means a course of medical condition isn't wrong. That is, health wise you won't be able to exist in this particular place. You might get sick, metabolic functioning might not be appropriate, so it's very difficult for human beings to exist. So children, will stop here. We'll continue in the next class. Have a good day.